Hey there, it's Jody. I've been working on some tasks that I normally do before spring arrives, and I thought it might be a good idea to share some of those key tasks with you. So grab a notebook and grab a favorite warm beverage, and let's get cozy as I share some of the key tasks I do before spring arrives. Let's get started. Task 1, garden planning. Take some time to plan out your spring and summer garden. Now, if it's chilly outside, just grab a camera and bundle up, then snap a photo of the garden area. Go indoors and use the image to create a sketch of the area. Decide what changes you want to make and create a task list for those changes. Let me share my sketch and a task list for one of the areas in my garden. I have a layout of the area and I've listed out the tasks that I want to complete, such as restoring the soil, relocating some of the garden pots, and I also marked some available spots to choose other plants that I want to grow there. Task 2, garden techniques. Write down anything you'd like to learn about gardening or anything you want to troubleshoot. Search the internet or visit the library for answers. In my case, I'd like to learn more about hothouses for tropical plants. Task 3, create a budget. Determine your monthly or seasonal gardening budget. Write down everything you need and see if you can borrow or repurpose items you already own. Here's an example of a garden budget of all the different things I think about for each growing season. Task 4, organizing seeds. Organize your seed collection and consider creating a wish list of seeds and plants you'd like to purchase. Check out my video on the seed sorting methods that I use in the video description for some helpful tips. Task 5, seed and plant wish list. Create a wish list of the plants and seeds you'd like to purchase. Even if you can't buy them now, you can prioritize your purchases based on your budget. In this example, I have all kinds of data I use to determine to buy a plant sooner. So use your best judgment in this area. Task 6, plant buying. Based on your wish list, purchase the seeds and plants within your budget. For instance, I prioritize root vegetables like potatoes, garlic, and onions in January. Then the remaining budget is put towards soil and seed varieties that sell out. Task 7, garden supply sales. Keep an eye out for sales in early winter to early spring to reduce your gardening costs. There are all kinds of sales that happen during these times. Task 8, monitoring. Take advantage of mild weather conditions to check on your garden. Make adjustments as necessary, such as topping off soil, adding mulch, or stabilizing plants. In my case, there was so much rain that there was some runoff in one area of the garden, so I had to top it off with soil and mulch. Task 9, plant seeds. Based on your hardiness zone, plant seeds for brassicas, leafy greens, peas, and cold hardy flowers before the last frost. Some of the cold hardy flowers like calendula, pansies, and alyssum can be planted indoors before the last frost. I begin some of the cold hardy seeds in the greenhouse and another batch indoors. Task 10, seed schedule. Create a seed planting schedule to prevent delays on starting your seeds. Consider labeling containers with the week or month of planting. After I figure out how many weeks before the last frost date for the different varieties, I'm able to create sections dedicated to each month that I will be planting them. Each container has a label with the month. Then I have the dates of the weekends I have time to plant the seeds. I place the different seed packets and the labels in the different months that I'll be planting them. This makes it a breeze to grab the container for the month to plant the seeds. Task 11, plant profiling. Take some time to research the new plants you want to grow in the garden. Consider making a plant profile in your garden notebook for the new plants to reference later. Take, for instance, my experience with planting asparagus crowns for the first time. 4 years ago, I was determined to grow asparagus in my garden, but I wanted to make sure I did it right. So I made notes on everything I could find about asparagus, when to harvest, the types of soil, the best time to fertilize, and how to protect them during the winter. When I finally purchased the asparagus, I was fully prepared for every step for the year. Task 12, cleaning. Bundle up and do a general cleanup of the garden. Break up the leaves you want to compost, pull out the dead plants, pick up the debris, organize the greenhouse, clean your garden tools, and do some weed pulling. the weeds get out of control when it rains, it does help to manage it early. Well, there's some tasks to jumpstart your garden. I hope this inspired you to get ready for the growing season.